Spurring development without displacement, building density, and encouraging more people to use transit to get around. Those are just some of the goals of a program that this week awarded microgrants to 11 equitable transit-oriented developments around Chicago. Joining us now to talk about these types of developments and to give us a look at two of the projects are Marley Schott of the group Elevated Chicago, which helped develop the city's equitable transit-oriented development pilot program, Anton Hilton, who's working to develop the Coalition Food Hall near the California Green Line station in Garfield Park, and Reverend Joseph Gordon, who's working to develop the mixed-use Gateway 79 project near the 79th Street Red Line station in Chatham. Welcome all of you to Chicago Tonight, and thanks for joining us. Marley, let's start with you, please. So for people who are not familiar with transit-oriented development, please give us a quick thumbnail on what that means.
Sure. So transit-oriented development has been around in the United States for about 30 years. It was created to help cities become more walkable, sustainable, better connected to transit, and less dependent on cars. What we found in Chicago, TOD is very young. Our first ordinance was in 2013. And we see that TOD is a great tool to develop our cities around our transit assets, but if we are not intentional about equity, it can be a driver of displacement, particularly of people of color.
Well, let's get into that briefly as well. What does it mean for it to be equitable?
What it means for it to be equitable is that it is community driven, it's community led, it's community centered. These are projects that offer benefits to the legacy community rather than, oftentimes with TOD, it can be a gentrifying force, or it can, bypass communities altogether, particularly those communities that have been disinvested for decades. And so really keeping equity at the center means keeping the voice and the power of the community at the center, and really keeping the culture and protecting the legacy of these communities and the legacy residents of these communities.
And Anton Hilton, you're developing a food hall in Garfield Park with a focus on local entrepreneurs. Tell us about that.
Absolutely. Yes, I'm Anton Hilton, Managing Director of Hilton Group. Also in collaboration with my partner, Espo Group, we're actually looking to bring plenty of cultural differences, to our food hall. One of the main goals was actually to create opportunities for employment. Here in East Garfield Park, literally, we don't have too many commercial opportunities for people to walk out of the door and find jobs. So that's the main goal of our Coalition Food Hall. The other goal is we'd like to create a community investment vehicle. So oftentimes in our communities, individuals don't have an opportunity to participate in commercial development or even as an investor. So not only do we want to create a place for a community to kind of gather and just have a good time and, eat and things of that nature, but we also wanted to provide an opportunity for community residents to actually own a piece and contribute and benefit from, the growth. So we're considered the anchor to kind of bring on this new idea, this new concept, and we're just looking to, do a really good job here.
Of course. And Reverend Gordon, you're developing a mixed-use site with retail and housing. How big of a concern is affordable housing in Chatham?
Sure. The problem with affordable housing in Chatham is similar to really the problem with affordable housing in the nation. And so oftentimes we look at affordable housing as a not in my backyard type problem. But we understand, we've done the research. We know that it has negative effects on communities, greater stress relating to food security, healthcare, retirement, and overall social stability as well. And so more often than not, particularly in urban areas like the city of Chicago, those persons who are most affected are persons of color. But since this is our backyard, we believe that we have a mandate, a calling to serve our community and to help meet the housing need through this mixed use development, seniors, as well as working families.
And Marley, how do these projects fit into the overall goals of this program?
Sure. All of these selected projects really focus and address community needs. They have actively engaged community stakeholders through the process. They will receive support and access to better coordinated resources and technical assistance. And so really, ETOD looks like community centers. It looks like improved food access. It looks like affordable housing, community spaces, health centers, improved walkability and safety, arts and culture. So all of these projects really, there were 11 selected. Each of them has some component of what we see ETOD being in the future.
Anton, does Garfield Park have anything like what this food hall is intended to provide?
No, we don't. Believe it or not, we're considered a food desert. I want to say maybe 10 years ago, there was a grocery store, Pete's Market, which was installed on Western and Madison, which is literally the only grocery store in the neighborhood. It's actually shared by multiple neighborhoods. And honestly, I think, I've been a part of the community for quite some time now. I've gone to all the meetings, and this is a need. We need
reminders.
We need food. We need culinary opportunities, things of that nature. So we really just wanted to bring something cool here, diverse type of food. The fabric of our community is changing, and just really make an impact. Again, I consider ourselves the first ones here to really come up with this idea and want to do a project like this here in East Garfield Park.
Reverend Gordon, Gateway 79 is set to fill a vacant plot of land. Are you hopeful that it'll help revitalize this part of the community?
Yeah, absolutely. Even after especially after conversations with our aldermen, and certainly this has long been a dream and a hope of our faith community, and we have found the right partners, and they've really highlighted the very things that we believe in, the very things that we've known. And so when we use that term gateway, we're literally looking to become a gateway to the Chatham community, but also hopefully spur other economic development in the area. Again, just like our partners who are both on the line and those persons who have been invited to share in this pilot program, our job, our responsibility is to provide hope. And so in this season, we believe that hope is going to come in the form of affordable housing, minority-owned construction, architecture, design, and retail jobs moving forward.
Okay, a lot to keep an eye out on as it progresses. Our thanks to Marley Schott, Anton Hilton, and Reverend Joseph Gordon for joining us. Best of luck to all of you.
Thank you.
Thank you.